Now, mastering a new language is rarely easy, something which online giant Amazon has realised with its latest website launch in Sweden. Shoppers in the country have reported dozens of mistranslated items, often with hilarious alternatives. For example, a baking mould was described as appropriate for chocolate, feces, goose water and bread, while a pair of pearl earrings were marketed as a perfect item for European prostitutes. And as if that wasn't bad enough, when goods contained the shortened word for cockerel, the items ended up being phallic labelled instead. Well, let's cross over to Stockholm where we can speak to Per Nybeck about this story. Per, it's really tickled all of us here in the studio, and I imagine it's done so with Swedes as well, but led to a lot of head scratching.
That's for sure, Ollie. And I mean, since you even understand Swedish, I'm sure it's even a bigger mystery for you and I, who basically we just don't understand how they could make this kind of mistake. But let me just tell you, this whole launch in Sweden has been preceded by a major buzz for several years. People talking about when is Amazon going to launch in Sweden? What's it going to be like? You know, major trade unions have voiced a lot of concern about working conditions at Amazon, about sort of anti-union messages coming from Amazon. But when it finally launched this week, that was just not a part of the story. The story was these mistranslated words. Some even had sexual words in it, some vulgar translations. And you know that Amazon and Jeff Bezos, they're famous for being very meticulous about details. There's even a translation service at Amazon, Amazon Translate. So people just don't understand how on earth could they end up doing this. And the word here is either they were just sloppy, they just didn't care about the Swedish market, or it was a deliberate attempt to create some kind of buzz around it. But here the word is that Amazon launching this way was just not a very good sort of way of coming into the Swedish market, Ollie.
And Per, just quickly, how has Amazon responded?
Well, there's been a statement from Amazon saying that the way they ended up in this situation is because they used automated services, machine translating these words. They're saying that they're happy for any kind of feedback. They're urging customers to send in their feedback and let them know when they've mistranslated words. They're saying that it's still early days of this new launch. They want people to let them know when, for example, they switched out the Swedish flag for an Argentinian flag, for example. But here in Sweden, people are just not impressed with this Amazon launch here in Sweden.